However, if things have started slipping and you guys are noticing that it's becoming bland, there's no more excitement, there's no sex, there's no fun, there's no talking. I mean, I can't imagine something happening to me and you're not the first person I pick up my phone to gist. Like, as okay, it's my gist partner, my gossip partner, the first person I think, if I have a problem, it's the first person I think of asking. What do I do? I have to make this decision, you know. Yeah. But if you don't do those things and somehow it's beginning to slip, things are beginning to, you know, things are beginning to get worse, you know, things are really deteriorating, then what can you do? Make it better. You already know there's a problem. So just sit down, have those conversations and say, these things, we used to do them, but we're not doing anymore. So can we go back to doing this? Can we go back to date nights? Can we? Because you know sometimes people think that things just happen, especially for new couples who are in bliss. You know, the honeymoon phase is still on. After a while, there's a baby. Things that
life happens.
Life just starts to squeeze you. Exactly. So what you would need to do at that time is really sit down, remind yourself of the things you used to do before. Things are not working anymore, so make it better. Don't just think, you know, it's not working, what can I do? Let's just fall into line with how life has made us. No, be intentional about making it better. Ask yourself questions, have conversations, speak each other's love languages, because that's another thing that happens. You stop speaking each other's love languages. When you are wooing a woman, do they still woo a woman? When you are chasing a woman, so I just told someone my age. When you are chasing a woman, you're buying gifts, you're calling her all the time, words of affirmation, telling her.
One of the things we actually do in therapy to some couples that are in this stage is that we get them to write down the things they were doing when they were in the blissful stage, and they go back to them.
And interesting, most people can't counsel themselves. You can guide them in the right direction. Because I don't know what you were doing. You know what you were doing. I just need to remind you of what you were doing and get you back to that place.
Remember that interesting story though? Let me, before you forget, don't forget what you were going to say. Remember that interesting story of a couple were counseling and they had different time, they are different time kind of people. So the husband wakes up very early, and this very early we're talking about like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., kind of very early. And she wakes up late because she stays up late. She wakes up late. So and most couples are like that. They're always different time zones, you know. So the woman was complaining that hey, this guy was no longer, you know, they were now in, I think they were already in bland or bad or something like that stage. So they were talking about hey, you know, you feel bad, Abby. So they were talking about that, hey, you know, their energy is not there, their emotion is not there. And the guy was saying, oh, you know, we want me to wake you up at 2 a.m., at 3 a.m., when I know you just slept a few hours, like, that would be wickedness and all that. You know, and she was like, you can wake me up, and they were having this serious issue. And even I didn't know what I was going to say. But again, remember, we go back to what were you doing when it was blissful? And we began to ask those questions, and we found out that even when they were dating, this guy actually goes to her house around that 4 a.m.
On his way to work.
On his way to work. And that she lived with her parents, so the parents knew him, they knew they were in a relationship, so they were okay with him coming at that time. You know, he goes to her house around 4 a.m. and she makes him coffee, and they sit on the coffee table to talk. So that's how they were when they were dating. That was blissful stage. So I had to tell him that you have to go back to that stage. You don't start and not continue. So I'm just trying to reiterate what you're saying, that you have to go back to what you know you were doing.
Yes, what you were doing. Another thing is you need to, you know, I know a lot of people think that sex must always be spontaneous for it to be great. I don't think so. I think you can schedule it.
In fact, when you start having children and you have a lot of business, a lot of work,
you need to schedule it.
It has to be planned.
So you need to schedule it, but make it exciting, you know. Find ways to spice up your marriage, find ways, get away together, you know, plan things. You just have to cut because sometimes you just say life has happened, so we have bills, we have, so when are we going to find time? You just have to. If not, you will never find the time. You just have to find the time.
And the sad thing is that the longer you stay in any of those two stages, it becomes more and more difficult to reverse it. So you have to start working on it today. You have to work on it today.